it was a sad year for Damien Sandow. I felt really sorry for him. Like at the beginning of the year, he was one of the hottest acts in WWE. He was Damien Mizdow. Also known later in his personality gimmick was Mizdow, Wizdow, Macho Mandow. Like he was possibly the most entertaining act during the first half of 2015. And it was sad how WWE ignored the fans' wishes to see Mizdow to succeed in the WWE. And it was sad that he didn't win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where he should have rightfully earned it, since that would have been the catalyst of his rise to main event stardom, in my honest opinion. But WWE didn't really believe, he can't be anything more than this, and I'm pretty sure Kevin Dunn hated that. Um, Starting off from up until the Royal Rumble, he and Miz were a duo. They were trying to take back the tag team belts they lost during on December 29th of last year against the Usos, and lost their tag team titles to the Usos on December 29th. They decided to try and get it back, so they were on the Royal Rumble. I think it was the kickoff, I believe. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, I believe so. Um, but and kept thinking like, Mister, like that team should have had the tag team titles heading into the new year. Why relegate it to just being a 1 month reign? Like I really thought it should have been a lot longer. Like probably could have ended for at least until the Royal Rumble. Then you could give back the titles to the Usos. But I didn't think it should have been like that's how it ends. Like it just felt very abrupt for me. But heading into the Royal Rumble match, Miz got eliminated. Damien Mizdow got called out, and he wanted to get into the ring. And yet Miz was saying, "You're my stunt double, therefore I get to take your place." And then he got eliminated. Then Mizdow decided to ignore the Miz's wishes and got in the ring, and the audience popped. It was amazing, only to get eliminated several seconds later. Oh man, that Royal Rumble was so botched. Uh, at least should Mizdow at least made one elimination of somebody, like maybe somebody they don't like that was not Roman Reigns, like say Kane or Big Show. That would have meant something, since everyone didn't want them to win either, and considering they eliminated all the popular guys, that would have been something. The fans were chanting, "We want Mizdow! We want Mizdow!" And the Miz became jealous of this, and because Mizdow was more popular than him, and accused him of trying to upstage him. Then on February 2nd, the Miz demoted Mizdow to a stunt double to that of a personal assistant. And during the whole build up to WrestleMania 31, Mizdow was getting more opportunities than The Miz as his personal assistant, which should have irated Miz further, which it did. Especially the highlight of it being the Niagara commercial. Like, okay, like, there's normally pointless acts, but when you put a storyline behind it and make a popular, identifiable character such as Damien Sandow, yeah, then you got something working here. And considering everyone was like saying, "Wow, they actually went that direction with the feud," like Niagara, considering what Niagara is, and they went with that. And I especially love the angle, especially because you saw all these different jobbers, and I said, "Jobbers Union, assemble!" And Miz and Mizdow, the only relevant two guys on the mid card act, were pretty much there to do this Niagara commercial, and it was just so funny and hilarious. And then when Wiz Khalifa was on Raw, then Damien Sandow dressed up as Damien Wizdow and did this rap where he announced he was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, saying, "But when it comes to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, son, yo, cuz, I'm in." And Miz was infuriated, and Miz Dow was just so entertaining. And then the WrestleMania event happened, and we got the worst booking decision in the history of booking decisions up until that point. where Mizdow finally quit being in Miz's shadow and eliminated him. It was just him and Big Show, and everyone was chanting Mizdow, Mizdow, Mizdow. Now there was two things I saw happening: either Mizdow was going to win, or the Miz would come back and eliminate Mizdow, which, judging by WWE, wouldn't have been surprising. But no, they decided to say, okay, Big Show eliminated him. Like, fuck you, WWE. Like this is the first time he turned face, true face, and he's getting this big popularity, and you don't give him the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy. Fuck you. You give it a Big Show. What did Big Show do? What did Big Show really do all this year, other than just be the personal assistant to the Authority? I mean, like, if you were trying to, and especially how WWE try to play up the seriousness, saying this is Big Show's first ever big win in a battle royal, even though he won at WCW. But we don't want to acknowledge WCW other than Sting. Huh? Thinking that we're just a bunch of idiots because that's what it is. And then, so after that disappointment, Mizdow then started a feud with The Miz the night after WrestleMania, and over the next several weeks, they started trading victories back and forth, and Summer Rae got involved before Mizdow challenged The Miz over the rights to the Miz brand on April 20th. And The Miz won the match after Summer Rae betrayed Mizdow, and that's pretty much where everything stopped. Like, everyone, like, the breakup was criticized, and the feud was criticized, how WWE didn't, were critics denouncing WWE creative for poor storyline writing, which made Sandow look like a fool post WrestleMania, and also diminishing the feud to an afterthought. Like, I thought, considering how odd this angle was, it should have been safe for Extreme Rules, and Mizdow should have gotten the win. And so, after returning to Damien Sandow's ring name, the original, Sandow thanked the fans for their support, and yeah, like, he then did this copycat gimmick over wrestlers, and then did the most stupidest angle I've ever seen that ended abruptly out of nowhere was the Macho Mandow gimmick, or Damien Mandow, where he began impersonating Randy Savage, and if I was and just like JBL describes this entire angle, you're basically making Randy Savage roll in his grave. Like, really? Randy Savage did all this and you reduce his legacy to that of a comedian. Really? Way to go. And then he and Curtis Axel, who at that point was very over as Axelmania, was they did a tag team for a brief time, but then that came to an end when they lost to the Ascension, when they were known as the Meta Powers, a parody of the Mega Powers. They lost a payback in the kickoff against the Ascension, and a lot of people were once again mad at WWE for expressing their disappointment that Sandow was continuing doing comedic impressions. And the angle was ultimately dropped, not because the fans demanded it, but because Hulk Hogan's racist scandal, which shouldn't come as a surprise, which never came as a surprise to me. Like, oh, Hulk Hogan's a racist? Okay. He's an egotistical politician. I don't think racist is that too far off the chopping block. So the angle was dropped. Mizdow and then Sandow just disappeared after that, and we never saw him again. So at Dark House shows, and especially on before SmackDown was taped, he would return to his intellectual savior of the masses, and like he came back in September 15th as the intellectual savior of the masses, I believe, a dark match prior to SmackDown, wearing his all blue robe and ring attire, and except this time he wrestled as a face than a heel, and Sandow returned on November 13th as the intellectual savior of the masses gimmick and defeated Heath Slater, and that's pretty much where it ended. Like, it was a sad, sad, sad way to go out for Sandow, but I was happy to hear that he won a Slammy Award when I was watching the kickoff show of Raw, where where Sandow won the award for Double Cross of the Year, which I felt like well deserved. Like, soak it all in. And though I was disappointed that Sandow didn't live up to his promise, where he said, "If I vote for me, let me win an award, and I'll have a live mic on live TV." Like, I was really hoping, like, oh, please win an award on TV. And sadly, WWE most likely rigged the votes to make sure Sandow didn't do that, because Sandow probably had a lot to say on his mind. And considering how he was treated by creative and the management, um, yeah, I would have possibly had said something too on live television. Like, if I got fired, hey, I'll just take my popularity and go to the indie development scene. Like, hell, I'm pretty sure people would pay to see me, considering how popular I am. So I would have did a pipe bomb, hopefully left the company afterwards if they didn't give in to my demands of saying I want a bigger push. I want to capitalize on the Mizdow gimmick and whatnot. Like I wanted to capitalize on this huge popularity and wanted to get this big push. But no, WWE says no, fuck the fans, fuck you, because the company hates you. That's the only thing I could think of. The company hates you. And that's pretty much it for Sandow. Disappointing year. It was so filled with much promise, and once again, WWE Creative did not capitalize on it, and they were ultimately disappointed, and fans were ultimately disappointed at how the end of Sandow happened. Pretty much, like, especially after what he went through in 2013 and 14 with his personality disorder gimmick, where he went through an identity crisis because John Cena screwed him over, and well, that's pretty much summing up all of 2014 for Sandow up until August, and also summing up 2013 after losing to Cena. So, yep, that's pretty much it for Sandow's 2015. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.